because I would love to see nLite pull out just their standard jungle, and it looks like that is actually where they're going, so that's nice. But for Infernion on the Warlock, that's kind of what I was expecting, because he can swap between the Imp and the Spelllock pad in this one. Probably Imp's going to be better mostly against the Disc Priest. And this is a really sturdy comp coming in from Bergen boys as well, so I think this is going to be a very, very close series.
All right, game number 1 of the day, starting now, nLite versus Bergen boys.
This is a matchup we don't get to see very often, so I'm curious to see how it plays out. Burley charges in straight away, finding Cassidy with an Earthcraft Totem, preventing that initial burst damage from the Feral Druid. Nice move by Burley. The risk paid off there for him. Zuniaki interrupted immediately mind control, but at the same time, nLite engaged for crowd control. Freezing Trap has landed. Is there an Imp to dispel? No Fell Hunter being played. Infernion's in a lot of trouble in this position. He's trying to counter-aggress, but Remote Guidance Device comes in over onto Facile. Trades out Exhilaration, recovers. Zuniaki's charging in. He snipes out the Tremor, lands the Psychic Scream. They're really trying to push down Infernion here, but Infernion refuses. Now pushing back with massive Chaos Bolts. Facile ducking for cover. Powered Raptured Shields coming in here. Zuniaki trying to tank through the Dark Soul. This is when a Warlock is most threatening, but Zuniaki has navigated through it expertly.
Ooh, that's a really... Oh, you go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick that this is the one series that Hydra's team beat was Bergen boys with the jungle. So the fact that we're getting this exact matchup is going to be very interesting to see if nLite can repeat what Hydra's team were able to do earlier in the circuit.
Oh, it definitely looks like it. Infernion trying to summon the Imp here. He's going to get it. He finally does, but they have pretty much used every cooldown here. They have Unending Resolve, and one thing that's pretty interesting is that Infernion played super aggressive. He's still going for more crowd control, actually. No follow-up on that fear, but he catch Facile in a leg sweep here. Should be okay, though. He's got the Vitality Conduit, so I don't think he's going to go down here. He's casting out some Shadow Mans. He's going to be able to top him here. But Infernion has no Infernals, no Dark Soul to really push the jungle back the next time he gets pressured. So he's going to really have to bank on that Imp to take care of things here for them moving forward. If they lose the 50-50, it could just be the game here. They can get him low enough. They're going for the crowd control here. There's the stun. Do they have the root? They get the root and the trap. The Imp singe it, but Zuni fears it, and there's the motorbike coming in. Unending Resolve is going to come out here as well. Double Mortal Coil. Infernion is going to survive there, and he can thank his Imp for that one.
All right, big play by Zuniaki there, trying to cover it up with that Psychic Scream on the Singed Magic. If they do at least net Unending Resolve from Infernion. A Skull Bash by Cassidy, trying to put Burley behind here and push through the pain. Will they be able to, though? Dark Soul is coming up in 7 seconds. That could be comboed with Infernals. Infernion's going to be a big threat momentarily. nLite need to do some work right now. They've stunned up Burley, but Facile's in a fear. He can't get the Freezing Trap. They go for the Tracker's Net, the Psychic Scream. Burley doesn't manage to get the Tremor down. He's caught in a full Psychic Scream. He's saving the Singe Magic for the trap. Does he land the Singe? Doesn't look like he's landing it. This is a full trap with not very much defense left. nLite look to push through the pain and take game number 1. That mind control clutching out for even just 1 more second, but 1 more second not enough. Burley snipes down the Spirit Link Totem, recovering his team through that push, and now Dark Soul is rolling. nLite, what are you going to do? Are you going to retreat? Are you going to stay in the face of Infernion here? A tough choice. So far, they're deciding to stay in the fight, but they are definitely receiving a ton of damage as a result. A Remote Guidance Device from Monkbarn connecting onto Facile. Mana about even between the healers, so evenly matched in that regard, but Facile's getting blasted. Zuniaki's in a fear, managing to break out, trying to get in a position to Psychic Scream Burley. Gets feared again away. Burley needs to reposition far away from Zuniaki. Love Burley's positioning towards that outside wall. Zuniaki's still chasing him, but Burley just consistently running away. Is he going to get the Tremor Totem on the Psychic Scream? He roots up Zuniaki. They fear Cassidy, and they're buying time for Burley to reposition here as Zuniaki is just marching forward at him like the Terminator.
Yep, I'm very concerned for this next crowd control chain on Burley, though. He doesn't have his trinket available. Neither do they have the Spirit Link or the Unending Resolve. So if they manage to connect it, here it comes. There's the Intimidation stun. Zuniaki gets feared, so he won't be able to get the fear himself just yet. We can see a root there is just a tad delayed by Cassidy, so the Singe goes through. Fear available, though. They do connect it. Burley, once again, singed out, or maybe it broke out. He maybe got the Tremor down. Either way, with that Earthen Shield Totem, they managed to survive the onslaught there, and that was the jungle's push to win. Now they're starting to fall a little bit further behind.
Yeah, as long as Infernion saves his Mortal Coil for that next setup, should be able to trinket, double Moral Coil, and probably survive it unless they get crowd control. Oh, they get a full kick here onto Burley. If they can get a trap with the root, they get it here. Let's see the singe. Oh, it gets the trap there. That might have been enough there to actually secure the game, but Burley is going to come out, pop Ascendance, should be able to stabilize Infernion and Monkarn in this situation. You got about 30 more seconds for dampening, and both of these healers pretty much tapped on mana for that next push. Zuni is going to have his Dark Soul ready to go. Double leg sweep coming out. They got the Infernals called in as well. Inferno is looking to do big damage here with the Dark Soul. Drestigat comes through as well. Nicely done there though. Facile stacking up with his teammate Zuni, caught up in a full fear. He's not going to be able to get there for the trap. They need to not get singed here, but they do once again get the singe right there. Facile not going to be able to get there in time, but now Zuni looking for the fear, and Burley doing an expertly job here, just dodging Zuni, avoiding him, dropping totems on top of him to just slow him down, trying to avoid the fear, stalled for his tremor totem to come back up, which he has now. And once again, he's going to have his trinket, he's going to have his spirit link as well soon, so I don't know. That last singe, it was pretty much the setup that they needed to kill on, and now they're going to need to force everything again. And as I say that, the seals drop super low there and has to use his turtle.
I don't know if nLite had the time here in game number 1. Bergen boys are looking solid. There was one moment in this game where I thought they were going to lose, but they managed to hold strong, and now momentum swinging in their favor. If Monkarn can push aggressively here on top of the jungle, he could overwhelm them, but they know that, so they're trying to push Monkarn back. No, Ring of Peace bounces Facile out into midfield. Infernion's going to be able to blast them if they're not careful. Facile trying to reposition here, feign deathing the incoming cast. Monkarn going back onto Cassidy. They decide to fear Cassidy instead. Wincher onto Zuni, but Burley stunned up. Where's the freezing trap? No freezing trap. Psychic Scream instead off to the side by Zuni, but now Zuni gets intercepted by Infernion, and Facile's in trouble. He's on the run, waiting for that exhilaration. Up in 10 seconds. Can Monkarn close the game before 9 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 second? Facile has the exhilaration now. Go for a big boost of health at any moment, although he may need to press it literally as he gets it. Trying to pop the coordinated assaults. This is going to be a dirty race to the finish. Both sides basically out of mana at 10% dampening. Burley stunned up. Monkarn stunned up. They're going after the Windwalker. They're mind controlling the Warlock. nLite mixing up their targeting. They're getting desperate here towards what will be the final moments of the match. Who is going to fall?
Yeah, this is a difficult situation. I've been here before several times against the jungle cleave. You think you've got them, the priest's out of mana, but he's somehow clinging on to dear life for his team, and they're the ones generating most of the pressure. Facile, though, doesn't have that turtle. Chaos Bolt connects, he's behind the pillar. Beautiful Ring of Peace coming through. Zuniaki needs to get in line of sight. The Drestigat is pain suppression. Beautiful plays coming in from Zuniaki. Fortunate timing there. Now they have crowd control on Burley. He does have his trinket available, but this is a lot of damage, and he's got a lot of work to do.
Oh, Monkarn super low here, no Spearling Totem. Burley gets kicked here. They're looking to close out the game. nLite, they can smell the blood in the water. They can see the victory. Facile versus Monkarn behind that pillar. Monkarn is actually pushing in. He has the Fort Brew right now active, so he's feeling safe, but his Touch of Karma is not ready for another 5 seconds. Can he get the damage? 3 more seconds for it. He should have it up in time. Burley gets the Ascendance up. Infernion is low. Monkarn is low. Might need to force that Karma, and he's going to use it behind the pillar. Facile's going to have to run with that. He has no aspect of the turtle. He's to be extremely careful. Use the feign depth. They need to try to stop the Chaos Bolt. Cassidy doesn't get the kick in time. Doesn't have it available, but Zuni deflects beautifully there with that Vitality conduit. Now they're getting both knocked out. Touch of Death onto the seal, but Monkarn is actually the one losing this exchange. If Cassidy can get there, that's it. Zuni gets a full double fear. If Cassidy can get there, it's going to be GG. The seal looking for the trap here, maybe. I don't think he can find it though. Barrier coming out here from Zuni, and now here we go. This is the trap they attempt. Monkarn eats the trap. Wow,
Nice.
that was a game changer right there. Monkarn is going to hold on barely after that play.
Oh, remote guidance device gets feigned death by Facile. It's a race here. Facile's cooldowns are coming back up. Literally, these players' cooldowns come up, and they have to press them exactly when they come off cooldown. I can't believe this game is still going on at 20% dampening with 0 mana remaining. Monkarn has nothing left here. Burley gets interrupted. Where's the crowd control? They just need to land one more freezing trap, but Earthen Wall Totem comes down from Burley. Monkarn stable. They swap to Infernion outside of the Earthen Wall. Infernion repositions back into it. Zuniaki trying to drink. He doesn't get the drink. He's sniped by an Earthbind Totem. Good awareness by Burley, not letting Zuniaki sneak away in that moment. Facile still has aspect of the turtle, but Monkarn's Fort Brew just rotated back up. They're switching to the Warlock, realizing no unending resolve is their opening here. They've got 3 targets getting whittled down in game number 1. Monkarn pre-walls the incoming stun, but Infernals have landed. Dark Souls available. Infernion's going to be a big threat if he doesn't just fall over. There's not much to keep him going here. He's interrupted. They're powering him down. Infernion on 1% goes for a Chaos Bolt, but ultimately gets taken out. And nLite holds strong and take game 1.
Wow, the face of the relief on Cassidy's face there at the end, and nLite going to be taking that game 1 victory here for the first series of the day against Bergen boys. What happened there in those final moments, Healing Stat, for the victory for nLite?
Well, I felt like we were going to spend most of this post-game talking about Monkarn and this guy playing legendary, pre-ruling stuns, eating traps, but in the end, nLite are like, okay, this guy's not going down this game, not sure what's got into him. They go back on Infernion and they secure the kill. And honestly, that one could have gone either way. Both healers completely tapped. Cooldowns, as Sid said, as soon as they came up, they were being exchanged. So it was really a nail-biter at the end there. But nLite powering through with that jungle cleave, maybe the fact that Zunyaki looks like he's playing in his jungle is the thing that kind of pushed them through in the end.
Yeah, well done by nLite here. Do we feel like then if that first game was so close, Zico, that this could potentially go to a game 5 here in this series?
Yeah, I mean, both teams played well, but I don't know. I feel like nLite, to be honest, were kind of unlucky in this game. They had a lot of times where they forced all CDs and then they got the trap and then they lost 50-50. I think they had 2 like checkmate situations like that where they kind of just got unlucky. And then obviously there was a couple of times as well where Bergen boys just played super well. They ate the traps or just stopped Zuni before he could get fears and stuff like that too. So I don't know. It just depends on how they play. It can definitely go either way. But I would say it looked like nLite were favored up until the last couple of minutes maybe. But then even then they managed to hang on because I don't know. Zuni doesn't have a mana bar. It seems like he doesn't need mana to heal
It's there for
people.
show.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's gaining mana from all of the plants that are behind him. He's just regenerating them faster that way.
I gotta say,
Rest
like,
of
it makes me feel better about my decision to put my computer in the kitchen, seeing that Zunyaki has also put his computer in the kitchen. Like, maybe that'll help me improve as a player for sure.
Mine's in the kitchen. It's right in front of me.
There you go.
You just can't tell because I've got it flipped around the walls behind me. But well done to those guys on game number 1 here. In general, though, how do we feel like maybe in like a ladder setting, Supatees, that this matchup would tend to go? We've got jungle versus Windwalker Lock. How do we feel like these 2 compositions are matched up?
I mean, it seems pretty back and forth. I wouldn't... when we observe it, I mean, nLite were definitely closer more frequently, so maybe it's like a 60-40. Jungle wins 60% of the time, Windwalker Lock wins 40% of the time. That's where I would put it based off just assessing that one game in terms of value. But on ladder, jungle also might not have multiple sets of gear like the tournament realm. So if they're running a full Gushing Wound set, then they might just fall over before they can make it deeper into dampening. So it really depends on the build of the players on the ladder.
So now it's going to be Bergen boys map choice here, and if you guys read that little tidbit that we had below us in the on the broadcast here, this is actually the first time these 2 teams have met on a broadcast before in this tournament here. So Tolvaron Arena, that's the map we're going to be going to, nLite locking in that same composition here. Do we really expect? There's not really much they could change to on the side of Bergen boys, Zico.
Well, I mean, they could tag Joel in and try to play like Windwalker DK or something, but this map definitely doesn't make sense for that. So I think we're going to see Infernion again on his Warlock, and yeah, probably just same compositions as last game. We're going to try to maybe just play it better, maybe play a little bit different gearing. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. But I think nLite aren't too unhappy with this because the pillars here are really big, so they could drag the game on. They're going to land less fears, but they could definitely drag the game on a little bit and then just kill the Warlock in deep dampening.
And how do we feel like in general in terms of positioning here with the added pillars here on Tolvaron with these 2 compositions, Healing Stat, we're going to see these 2 teams interact?
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see because last game, it kind of started with everyone hitting Infernion. And I mean, Infernion on the Warlock, sure, it's a big map, but because he's not really playing double caster, I feel like he's going to be a pretty static target if they want to go after him again. That said, if they want to attack Monkarn and kind of split up the damage, pressure Burley that way, that's going to be much more challenging on this map because There's, as you say, the big pillars, the distance they'll have to cover to catch him. It's going to be challenging. So I think the main target is probably going to be Infernion. The big place they might get punished is when they do extend after him. If Zuniaki gets caught up in crowd control, can't line of sight, it could be a potential weakness for nLite.
And then on the side of Bergen boys, do we feel like we have any idea of who nLite, their target on nLite is going to be, CPTs?
It's definitely not Burley. It's probably going to be Infernion for most of the game. If they try and chase the Windwalker, I don't know if they'll keep up with him, and then they'll be dragged out in the open for the Warlock to free cast. So this is a really good map to set up a Destruction Warlock, obviously, and it kind of removes Monkarn as a target, because in my mind, Monkarn is easier to kill as jungle than a Warlock is. Curious to see if they just stay at the pillar and drag this into deep dampening. We've seen that as a strategy into Destruction Warlocks, and Tolvaron is just run around the pillar until you're really in deep dampening, do one big swell push, and then overrun the Warlock through Unending Resolve. That's kind of been a historic strategy for dealing with Destruction Warlock on Tolvaron. Or if they're going to play aggressive like they did on Nagrand. I mean, Zuniaki was really up in Bergen boys' face for most of Nagrand. I feel like he hasn't got an opportunity to play aggressively like that with all the mage lock matchups that he's getting, so he looks a bit eager to get in their face, so he may on Tolvaron Arena.
And let's say that Bergen boys potentially lose this game too. They put nLite here on a match point. Do we potentially see maybe Bergen boys changing up their strategy at all, going to a smaller map, changing their composition or something like that, healing set?
I mean, it's rough because, to be honest, I don't believe in DK Windwalker or any compositions like that into the jungle cleave. And I mean, Hydra's team is probably the perfect sample for this, because Hydra's team, they've had some really close series, but ultimately the one that they won during circuit was against Bergen boys. So clearly, this is a matchup that they struggle with, and it's an important one, right? Like, if whoever wins this series actually has a chance of making it through to the finals, pending results later today. So that is a lot on the line for both of these guys. Bergen boys, they've got to exhaust every option, so maybe if they lose this one, they will try a different strat, as you say, but I do think this is their best foot forward. I think the Destro brings the most kill potential, it brings the Dispel for the traps, which is core to their strategy. They've just got to somehow survive a bit longer and get that kill.
And what's that going to take then? What kind of things do we want to see Bergen boys on this map here try and do to prevent any setup kills on the side of nLite?
Well, I think what they did first very well in the last game was Monkarn was playing Tiger's Lust, so the way they were covering what the jungle tries to do is they root and they trap at the same time, so that the Singe magic from the pet only dispels one, so they're making sure to dispel both, which is good in terms of defense. In terms of offense, it's kind of whittling down the mana bar of Zuniaki and then actually making that meaningful, which is the challenging part. So they did a good job, they survived till he resumed. And then I think they just need to clean up a little bit their crowd control in those last moments, so he can't just rotate through the Raptures, the pain suppression, all that. And then hopefully they'll find a kill on this pretty brilliant hunter for Seal that was dodging them a lot last game.
Is that, I mean, we really didn't see much in the last game here of Zuni's resources being depleted at all, Zico. What happened there exactly? Is that just an attest to his skills as a healer, or is that also part of his class?
Well, I think he just knows his win condition. So, for example, if somebody on Bergen Boys uses their cooldowns, they burst somebody low on his team, he doesn't just panic and start spamming his Shadow Mans and try to get that person to full HP as quickly as possible. He tries to be very mana effective, heal him with shields, do some damage with penance, try to make sure he's just using his atonement to heal everybody up. It takes a little bit longer time, but he manages to hold on to his mana a lot longer. And then when he really needs to spam those Shadow Mans, he's able to do it. So it's like a mix of both, If he can gear to get some mana back with trinkets and stuff, but ultimately you gotta play it well. We've seen, some priests go really fast. So I think it depends. But it's also his teammates as well. They're good at dodging damage and interrupting the right things, etc. So it's kind of a team effort as well to not take too much damage as the targeted DPS member.
And do we like his choice here of him on the Disc Priest as well, Zuni on the Disc Priest? I know we saw him yesterday and in certain situations playing Mistweaver early on in the cups as well as Holy Paladin. Is there any potential that we see them switch healers at all?
nLite? I don't think so. I think who should switch healer is maybe Bergen Boys. I don't know if Burley knows how to play Pala, but Pala is definitely a pretty good answer into jungle. It's just you have a lot of answers, and like on a big map like this, there's no way the pala dies, so they kind of have to win by maybe running the pala out of mana. So it feels like you got a lot of counters to the damage from the jungle, but
My
maybe he doesn't
headset
have
turned
it.
off. That was scary.
You're
Did
like,
you hear
"Oh,
me
no, the
say?
headset's gone."
Did you hear me say? Oh my god!
No.
We didn't know.
My headset turned off, and I thought you were muted for a second, but it was me. I just heard. I missed like half of that question, or answer, but I'm sure it was good.
Just
I
nod
don't think
and
I've
smile
ever
away.
heard Zico mute ever. So that's a bit
Adrian, you
unlikely.
just,
Yeah.
you just
Unlikely
got here,
slow.
bro. Come on, man.
Adrian jinxed himself.
He knows the meta. He knows the meta. already.
Adrian's 100% gonna forget now at some point.
There's absolutely 0% chance that I mute myself at any point during this broadcast.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Clip it and ship it.
yeah, but somebody clip that right now, because at some point today we may see a
Come
healing
back to bite me.
stat join.
Are we
the...
doing healing stat stickers? Can we do stickers for this?
Yeah,
A prediction?
Yeah, I gotta
Who's-
remake my chart.
We do. This is our prediction we have to make. Who wins the series
Okay.
and what is the score?
All right,
And it's worth 2 stickers each.
2
Wait,
stickers.
no,
Okay,
we got to make it more spicy. What about maps?
more
Maps.
Wait,
This is
who
too
wins?
much
That's
layers.
gonna be
This is
too
too
much-
many
that's-
layers.
No, you gotta guess the result of the series and what map the last game is gonna be played on. Because now you have no info.
The
so
last
now
map.
It's,
Oh, the last map. Okay, just
the
the
last map.
Last map.
We gotta be
Okay.
fast too. They gotta
All
go.
right.
Oh,
All right, well, put your bets in now. Sounds like the game is ready soon here. Game number 2, nLite versus Bergen Boys on Tolvaron. Zico, what do you think the score is going to be then?
3-0 nLite hook point.
Okay.
2 stickers on that.
Okay. Healing stat and
Ooh,
super
no.
real quick.
I'm also going 3-0 to nLite as well, but I'm gonna
Okay.
go Asher mains for the next map.
Okay.
Yeah, 3-0 nLite Ashamains. The same bet.
Okay. All right,
All right.
3 stickers on the line.
All right.
I will say with my bet, I agree with Zico. If Burley brings out the Holy Paladin, then I think there is a world where they can win this. The Repentance, all the CC, that would be exactly what they need to punish this Discipline Priest pick. But so far, I think he's really shown us the Shaman. He's been brilliant on it. Whether it will be enough in this one, that is the question. It's a big map. They've got a lot of space to work with. Infernian's going to have to pull out a miracle, though, because this is a very difficult composition to take down.
Ooh, that was a fat heal Monkan just got. He was 50%. Let's see the trap here. Is he going to land? Facile is going for it. They get the root. They get the everything, actually. They don't get the dispel here. Ooh, big motorbike coming through. Full fear. Bernie snipes out the Trinket Spirit Link, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Bernie taking a lot of damage here as well. Everybody on the side of Bergen was just dying. Monkan has no cooldowns. Infernion already using pretty much everything except unending resolve. Now he's summoning his imp. He didn't have it out. Why would he start the game with a Fell Hunter when that almost lost him the last game? And now Monkan overextended. We can see some CC here. Stun onto Burley. Can he get anything out? Monkan porch away from Burley right now. Has Ascendance active. This team is just in complete chaos right now. They are not on the same page, but it looks like they are gonna be fine for now as they try to get some pressure onto Cassidy.
Munkar definitely got out of there. Now he's back in the fight. We see Bergen Boys stabilized, but at the cost of basically everything. They're going to need a massive turnaround in these next couple of seconds if they even want to have a shot of winning game number 2. Zuniaki's out in midfield, a bit curious. He's going to get cleaved down. Maybe he wants to get in for crowd control. They use the Haymaker off his seal to try and prevent him from landing a freezing trap. Burley's like the only shaman that plays Kultiran in the tournament consistently. Zuniaki feared away. This is a good opportunity for Bergen Boys, but they're just not finding any damage. Look at that triple stun. Where's the Singe? They get the Singe. Zuniaki needs to get in position for a Psychic Scream. He's moving in. He's chasing down Burley with the Feather. Are they going to stop Zuniaki from getting to Burley? They're running Ring Around the Rosie on this Ring of Peace. Huge pressure on a Munkar. Zuniaki is just still chasing Burley. He gets the full Psychic Scream. They try and break through Karma, but I don't think they have the damage to do it. They're going to stabilize, but a Karma is still a Karma. Zuniaki's mana isn't looking too great, though, if Bergen Boys can hold together.
Yeah, regardless of what happens here, I think Burley being my favorite shaman is a outcome for sure. Love watching this guy play on the Kultiran, going for those big plays, but he's got a lot of healing to do if he is to keep his team through. This is the Dark Soul from Infernian, and they are starting to rotate through some of those cooldowns. That's one of the biggest things, of course. In the start, Bergen Boys had to trade out everything, but actually Trinket's back, Irvin's back, they've got Munkan with some cooldowns, so they're starting to get into a good position. And as you say, mana for Zuniaki, that's the first test here. If they can burn that down to 0, then get a bit of crowd control on him, they can put him too far behind in the game, and that's what Bergen boys need to tie this one up.
Yeah, and Burley's gonna have his trinket right now, but he doesn't have his spirit link, so no immediate healing. Monkarn still doesn't have karma, he does have Fort Brew, he has his trinket, so I don't think there's anybody who is a real kill option here on the side of nLite. And Monkarn with a beautiful pre-teleport. Ooh, Burley sneaks in a beautiful hex here, Cassidy can't dispel it, he's in a full fear. Inferno catches a big heal there. The seal now gonna be in trouble here, big damage. Monkarn has his touch of death rolling, but he just gets absorbed by Zuniaki with that Rapture cooldown. And now finally double fear coming through for Zuni. Big damage coming in here. They call in the motorbikes. Infernion using that unending resolve here. So they do net themselves a big cooldown. And they get the karma here as well. And Monkarn's trinket. So a lot of cooldowns here forced out from the Bergen boys. But Zuni's mana is the name of the game right now. Not looking too hot. And you can see Burley's mana bar not doing great either, but still a little bit better than Zuni. They're actually going for the game-winning play right now. They get the freezing trap, but no entangling roots means the Singe is going to get the trap. And once again, the Vitality Conduit should stabilize everybody.
All right, mana not looking good here for nLite, and I really want those stickers. Come on, nLite, pull this back together in game number 2. You had such an explosive start. Like I feel like they should be able to close this out still. Cassidy getting haymakered for a moment, early trying to be annoying. Zuniaki's taking a break. Is he drinking when he was stretching there for a moment? I think he might have got a tick of mana when he was stretching. He moves in, gets a double psychic scream. This is beautiful timing. Infernion deflects with a double mortal coil. Good defense from Infernion. Burley's out of crowd control, but they don't have many cooldowns. Need to be careful. They stun up Cassidy. Infernion's blasting the seal. 2 Chaos Bolts. Zuniaki's pretty much spent all that mana that he just went and got. Infernion silenced, but dispelled by Munkarn. Dark Soul's active. They drop the barrier to try and bolster the defense. They get knocked out of the barrier by Munkarn. Infernion's still looking for Chaos Bolts. Burley sneaks in a Hex, but there's no cover. Cassidy dispels that instantly. Zuniaki's moving out into midfield. He wants to go for a Psychic Scream, maybe? Bit hesitant, bouncing back to the pillar. Maybe they want to go on Munkarn around the corner here. Cassidy, he's turning around. Munkarn knows he's the target. He's not going to stay back there in nLite territory for too long, as Cassidy is switching to him, getting those bleeds up. Early stun, where's the entangling roots? They go for the freezing trap root, the 50-50. Where's the Tiger's Lust? They get the root off, but they're... Oh, the Singe didn't get lucky on the trap. Infernion could be in trouble if there's a Psychic Scream, but Zuniaki's not in position. Infernion should recover. The Earthen Wall is available. Where's Burley going to put the Earthen Wall, though? Is he going to put it on top of Zuni and push on the pillar, or drop it where Infernion is right now? He's gambling, not dropping that Earthen Wall, still with 2 teammates at 50% health. When's he going to make the move? Healing Tide Totem has faded. Double stun lock here by Munkarn. Touch of Death is rolling. They need to get an aspect of the turtle, at least with this Touch of Death. Do they have enough damage to do it? Vitality Conduit active, soaking up the Dress Together and the Touch of Death. Well-timed Vitality Conduit by Zuniaki. Mana is evening out, and it's still anyone's game.
Yeah, once again, super close game between these two teams as they do vie for that 4th place spot. Could potentially happen pending results later today. We've got Zuniaki now taking a little bit of damage. He's going to use that Desperate Prayer, keep himself alive. Double Mortal Coil comes through, Infernion stabilizing himself, but also going for the offense for Seal. Uses his aspect of the turtle there, I think to avoid crowd control, maybe to get aggressive as the fear comes through. Intimidating stun, beautiful plays. Do they have the Singe for the trap? If not, this could be big trouble. Mind control's coming through over onto Infernion. Anything to deny the fears. It doesn't look like they have the interrupts to reflect, and Burley out of crowd control has that Spirit Link available, so nLite once again unable to secure the kill as this game continues to go deeper into those dampening depths that are going to make it harder for Zuniaki to keep his team alive.
Yeah, but it's also going to be harder for Burley. Infernion still kind of low from that last attempt. Dark Archangel is active, Zoom in a full Hex, and then he does get the Dispel and prems the Fear there. Nice teamwork between him and Cassidy. Facile, though, taking a little bit of damage. Nice rake stun there onto Inferno. He trinkets aggressively to get these bolts off. He gets 1, he gets 2. Big damage there onto Facile. He drops to about 50%. Zuni is going to give him a Power Word Shield, trying to duck for cover. They're actually going for Monkarn a little bit. He's out of position. Cassidy's going to stun him up, drop him to about 50%. He actually stuns him again on his roll. Forces out the Touch of Karma by himself. Nice Fear into Trap combo here onto Burley. Who's going to take the damage though? Facile with the pain suppression should be fine here. Monkarn running for his life. Infernion also dropping kind of low. Where's Zuniaki? I don't see him on the map. I think he might be offside on the side here trying to snipe some damage. Maybe we're looking for a drink, but His teammates are taking a little bit too much damage right now. He's not going to be able to. He has to go for the Shadow Mans. Facile taking fat damage right now. No aspect of the turtle. He gets bounced back into the open.
Nice.
Drestigath comes through as well. Big damage. The stickers are looking like they're going to rip right now. Facile so low here. Monkan looks for the finish. He goes in. He gets the trap. Burley dispels him. Keeps chasing Facile here. But Zuni should recover him with the Vitality Conduit. 2 trinkets there coming out from the side of nLite. That human racial overlap. And Cassidy has to do something fast here or his team is going to lose.
Big push onto Infernion, massive damage. How are they going to respond? They're choosing not to trade any significant cooldowns here. They're just trying to kill Facile and finish him. But Zuniaki's actually regenerated mana amidst all of the chaos. Double Mortal Coil set up here by Infernion. Munkarn laying in the Fist of Fury. Facile disengages out of it. Zuni in a fear now. Infernion looking for more Chaos Bolts. Doesn't fake out Cassidy. Skullbash has landed. Burley's getting ready for the Freezing Trap. He's staying next to Infernion, maybe to try and soak the hit. He pre-Earthen Walls the stun. Nice play by Burley. He's going for a Hex on Zuniaki, but no cross-crowd control on Cassidy. Instantly dispelled. Facile still just retreating and attacking Munkarn, making it so difficult for Munkarn to close this out as they go toe-to-toe. Zuniaki gets a Psychic Scream. Munkarn has to be defensive. Drops the Ring of Peace to protect himself from Facile for now. Running around the corner, but Burley is still stunned up. There's the full Freezing Trap and the Entangling Root. Where's the Singe? Does not get lucky. This could be a Trinket Link on top of Unending Resolve and Karma. Burley's trying to sit through the crowd control. This is going to be tough for him to recover this deep into dampening. No Ascendance, no Healing Tide. Trying to pick his team back up. Counter pressure on the Cassidy. He's trying to retreat back with Zuniaki, but he gets clotheslined into a double leg sweep. Has to Trinket out. Chain Heals bombing in from Burley, hitting the whole team. Cap Totem down by Burley, trying to just Drestigath down Cassidy. He's on 1%. That's Survival Instincts. He's barely holding on. A full Hex. Cassidy dispels. Zuniaki Cassidy retreating around the corner. But if they can somehow stay alive here, I mean, the defense for Bergen boys is pretty much blown out. They just need to recover Cassidy back to full health. Facile gets intercepted with a Mortal Coil, Fist of Fury. He's got Turtle. The incoming damage, don't really blame him for trying to immune damage. Zuniaki doesn't have mana to recover if any damage happens here. Ring of Peace knocking him in the open. Now, if there's a Haymaker, Burley was using Haymaker to punch them off the pillar so his Warlock could cast. I'm curious to see if he gets that as a game-winning play, but double stun lock. There's no way this isn't a Trinket Link. Burley Trinket Links right away to stabilize with the Ascendance, and if nLite hold on here, they can win on the next setup.
Yeah, the phrase too close to call does get tossed around a little bit these days, but this is really that. We see the full fear coming in, mind control to follow up. There is so much crowd control, but nLite, they have no mana to work with. Burley does. If you can just get some heals out somehow, some way, they can maybe win it, but that's a beautiful cross kick coming in from Cassidy. There's no heals to follow. Infernion somehow staying alive though, double Mortal Coil. The little bit of crowd control just keeping him in the fight. Do they have another double sun coming in from Monkan? It's available in about 30 seconds. They really just don't have any peels here. If a trap connects, it will be the end of the game, but Earthen Shield comes through. Do they have the knock for Seal? He's going to have to find a big play. Drestigath comes through off of the Ring of Peace. There's also a Chaos Bolt to match, and Facile is still out of cooldowns here. It's just so close. I really can't believe neither team has died. 35% dampening, but they're both playing their hearts out. nLite looking to go 2-up in the series.
They're just waiting for that Earthen Wall. It just faded. Ooh, big damage here onto Monkarn, but he has Touch of Karma. I don't think he's going to die. And now Cassidy wants to go for the play here. He has enough to root him. This is it. Full trap comes out. Singe Magic gets it, but Zuni's there. Covers it with the fear. Do they have the damage? There's the motorbike from downtown. And there it is. Dark Archangel.
Look at Cassidy's reaction.
Look at whoa.
When his remote guidance
That was
device hit.
huge damage.
Did you guys notice also that Cassidy changed his shirt from game 1 and game 2?
Wait, did he?
Hopefully.
Yeah, he had like a white shirt on from the first game, and he put on like a jungle.
This
Jungle
team's
Fever
too well
shirt.
Forgot.
camouflaged, I
Do you
didn't notice.
think
Number 2.
Zuniaki was watching, or Kara was watching this like, yo, you didn't put the jungle shirt on, dude. You forgot. Oh.
That's what that damage was at the end. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It certainly helped. But here's the replay, guys.
Maybe he has a shirt for every single map. I'm not
Maybe.
sure.
We'll see if he
Right.
changes it for third.
He needs
third
the
one.
damage buff on Tolvaron. You wear the jungle plus 50% damage. So this remote guidance device is going to be a motorcycle on your screen. It appears right there, and it hits Infernion, and then he gets sniped by Zuniaki. They increase the damage of that with the Dark Archangel. They just timed everything together. I can't tell what type of emotion that is. That's like a weird emotion. I can't tell if he's surprised by how hard it hit, or he's like, why is this so hard? It shouldn't be hard. Like, there's like 3 different emotions in that face.
I think he's happy after a game like that. That was a struggle for them, and they managed to pull through. I think all 3 of us that entire game were thinking, shouldn't have bet 3-0, should not have predicted the 3-0. So he managed to pull through. Our sticker's still kind of intact.
Yeah, I wrote that same thing down, like, oh, your stickers are compromised. But yeah, still fully on track here to end this series in a 3-0 on the side of nLite. Bergen boys certainly need to figure out something here going into game number 3 if they want to try to turn this game around. Given the based on what we've seen for the last 2 games here, Zico, what do we think Bergen boys has in store if they want to try and potentially get a game 3 victory here?
Honestly, Bergen boys, if you guys are listening, I think you guys should pick Hook Point. Hook Point. Okay? That's how you win. That's how you win. That's all you gotta do.
Ashamains. Pick Ashamains.
Okay.
Pick Ashamains.
Stickers aside.
Ah! It's Ashamains. It's Ashamains. It's Ashamains.
So Sinlite get the Ashamains point, but I swear they need to lock in the Paladin.
Well, that's only if they
you know.
win.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not the last map. If Bergen
Well,
boys
true.
win, then
I mean,
nobody
then
gets
none
any
of us
stickers.
get stickers, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No stickers will be handed out quite yet. But how do we feel? I know this was not your map, Zico, so I'm sorry, but you no stickers for you. So let's talk to Sid and Healy.
What?
How do we feel?
Your opinion doesn't matter anymore.
Why did you guys guess? Yeah, your opinion does not count at the moment. Sorry, buddy. But no, let's talk about Ashamains. Why did you guys pick this map? Why did you guess it for game number 3 here? How do we feel about it?
Well, I from my opinion at least, I think the reason Tolvair was good is because it just allows them to prolong the game, and I think the deeper it goes into dampening, the more chance the Zuniaki being out of mana is actually just going to be, he's going to fall behind. We've seen in game 1, dampening was at about 10 or 15, I think, when the game ended, and it wasn't enough for them to kill through Zuniaki. They managed to burn his mana, which is the first part, but they need more time in the game, and this last game was super, super close. They could have easily taken down Facile if anything had been a bit cleaner. For Burley, I think Zico hit the nail on the head. If he plays Paladin, brings the Repentance, the Hammer of Justice to the table, they just have so much more win potential. Sure, I don't think the defense is necessarily better than Urvan, Ascendance, all these big cooldowns that the Shaman brings, but they need something to actually bring the punch beyond just that cooldown punch, which almost was enough, but not quite.
Well, it looks like Burley is going to stick to the Restoration Shaman here. Given that here, Zico, what do we think they need to do then if they want to sustain long enough in this game to potentially get a kill off of nLite?
Oh, wow. Well, now you want to hear my opinion, huh?
Yeah.
I thought I didn't have any points, so you didn't want to hear from me anymore.
I gotta be charitable to those that do not have stickers.
Wow, I'm getting sympathy questions now.
You need a comb back,
I was the point leader last time. Yeah, you know what, Adrian? We're bringing the analyst comp back. But yeah, I think for Bergen boys, I would have liked to see the HPAL on a small map, go for the Repentance or the Blinding Light, the CC. But for now, the only thing that they can do on this map is kind of what Adrian mentioned already. Try to extend the game, try to get to the deep portion of the dampening, and maybe they can find enough pressure to take somebody down. I think Zuni actually got a couple of drinks on that last game, so they can absolutely not, under any circumstances, let that happen again without at least drinking themselves.
Is that going to be difficult to pull off here on Ashamains to try and prevent Zuni from getting any of those drinks?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Monkarn's going to have to know when to overextend and when to not, and if he messes it up, he's gonna die a horrible death behind the pillar. But if he does a good job applying pressure and keeping Facile and Zun pinned at the pillar, while Infernion can actually get some fears and chaos bolts out on Cassidy, then they can maybe do it with pressure. It's tough though, for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we'll see if they can pull it off. Game number 3 here, match point for nLite. Is Bergen boys going to turn this around, potentially a reverse sweep, or is nLite going to bring this home with a 3-0?
I mean, it's looking, I would say, pretty good for nLite at the moment. Maybe the Bergen boys are getting better and better, perhaps, through the series. They need to figure out how to close the game. They're rotating solidly on defense, but they need an answer for when nLite retreats. I think that knockbacks with Ring of Peace and with the Haymaker could definitely be clutch for their team. So synergizing those together so Infernion can cast on his target is going to be important. Monkarn and Facile going at each other here. Monkarn's in enemy territory, already at half health, stunned behind the pillar. It's match point. Huge burst damage damage. Can they crunch through the Karma? They're trying to, but it's redirected back at Facile. Big counter push by the Bergen boys. Facile trades out the Exhilaration, disengages back. Cassidy still chomping away. Rapture from Zuniaki is stabilizing the team. They need to just avoid the Dark Soul. They use Stampeding Roar, sprinting the team. There's the Ring of Peace to try and cut off the retreat path. I like that Ring of Peace placement, but Monkarn's still falling behind on match point. That's it! nLite close it out. Goodbye, Sense Cassidy.
Yeah.
That is BM, but it's enough. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Sometimes you
We
get
got
caught.
Zuniaki flexing on the mid-game whilst drinking. We got Cassidy waving him goodbye. What's going on here? nLite slaying.
I hate to be the one that always brings up the cameras, but he added a plant onto his bed. Did you see that? He put a plant there. Just the development
Evolution in the jungle.
of Cassidy's camera throughout this game. All right, well, nLite